Hello co-spoilers. Welcome back to another thrilling episode as we dive into the captivating world of movies. Together, we'll uncover new cinematic gems and indulge in the guilty pleasure of wasting our time on things that truly don't matter.
A movie starring Gerard Butler that tries to be serious about its politics is something else entirely. To be honest, it's even harder when the movie is not very exciting or full of action. In this movie, Butler, who was guided by Rick Romanois, plays Tom Harris, a CIA agent who plants bombs to stop Iran's nuclear program. The film has a good idea that most people would agree with. Later on, he tells us on a phone call that he doesn't talk to the mother of his daughter because he is really focused on his job. Rephrase, he also says he doesn't have a lot of time left to catch a plane to England for his daughter's graduation. In the movie Plane this year, Butler's character had a similar deadline, but in that movie, his daughter was graduating college. In this new movie, it looks like his daughter is only graduating high school. Alright, this new thing really caught my attention. How many old ingredients did Mitchell LaFortune use in this script? Let me see how many I can find. Firstly, Harris misses his plane to Gatwick. Next, he needs to work together with an Afghan translator named Mo, and even though they are from different cultures, they become close and it makes Harris think about things differently. Once these two guys are exposed, they need to go to the Afghan city to return to where they are supposed to be. It takes 50 minutes of boring and secretive waiting before we finally see the first car chase. The CIA bosses are watched in a special room where their actions are recorded by drone cameras. When Harris does a cool move in his truck, someone watching says, "I like this guy, he's really good," like a sports announcer or something. During a break in the action, Mo tells Tom to remember his family and friends. You need to go home and cherish them in your heart before you forget how it feels. Do writers think repeating this kind of talk makes it better? At a militia camp, Tom chats with a tribal leader who says, "The more you try to get rid of an idea, the stronger it gets." No way Mo sees this cat as a leader of war who killed many people, including Mo's son, and confronts him. This results in a stalemate that doesn't have the power it wants, and it also gives Mo the courage to confront Tom about how the suffering in this area is caused by outsiders like the US. That's a good point, but it feels like they're just saying it without meaning it at this stage in the movie. What's left? More chases, one in night vision that's hard to see, a special forces guy sacrificing himself, and a build-up to a showdown with a mysterious motorcycle rider. The rider has been chasing Tom since the first car chase and wants to quit the game once he eliminates his target. In simple terms, the people who are usually involved, and all of them are a little tired. How could be a motion picture based on a video diversion more callous than the amusement itself? The thump against the world of gaming has long been that they need a human component, but Ruben Fleischer's Uncharted feels emptier than the award-winning establishment on which it's based. Ruled by green screen extraordinary impacts and lean treasure hunt plotting, Uncharted, in a general sense, needs the sense of enterprise that turned the Sony recreations into a few of the foremost adored of all time. What's most startling is how much the diversions themselves feel more cinematic in terms of world building, character, and account than the genuine motion picture. It's not very as deplorable as a few video amusement adjustments, and it's at slightest light sufficient on its feet to never offended the insights of its fan base as so numerous of these motion pictures tend to do. Be that as it may, Uncharted appears to need to ride the goodwill of the video amusement undertakings of Nathan Drake more than make any of its claim. It takes no dangers and feels like a uncovered least exertion in terms of narrating. Roger Broadley said that video diversions can never be craftsmanship. The ones on which this motion picture is based are certainly more imaginative. Nathan Drake, Tom Holland, was conceived as a return to Indiana Jones and the serial experience movies that propelled him. He ought to be a smooth-talking treasure seeker, somebody who exists in a somewhat gray ethical zone wherein taking invaluable artifacts is justified since no one else can truly appreciate them like Drake. Holland has the dexterity but very essentially needs the weight and world weariness required for a character like Drake, who was raised in a shelter and is willing to take to create clothes as meat. In the event that Indiana was ordinarily the most intelligent individual in a room, Drake ought to be the one with the most honed instinctual, somebody who sees the astounds of history from a put of skill and strength. Holland could be a savvy on-screen character, but he's fair off base here, continuously looking a small bit like a kid dressing up as his favorite video diversion character. Whereas working at a bar and taking gems from his benefactors, Drake is drawn nearer by Victor Sullivan aka Sully, Czech Wahlberg, who tells him that he got close to one of the foremost popular misplaced treasures in history with Nathan's brother Sam. They stole the journal of the celebrated explorer Juan Sebastian Elcano, which is able to direct them to treasure that was covered up by the Magellan Endeavor. They rapidly cross ways with Santiago Moncada, an Antonio Banderas so underutilized that one should accept half his portion was cut, the beneficiary to the family that financed the first endeavor. Moncada's will is upheld by the extreme Joe Braddock, Toddy Gabriel, and the boys rejoin with an ancient colleague of Sully's in Barcelona named Chloe Fraser, Sophia Ali, who lovely much takes the motion picture. Uncharted bounces these characters off each other on a travel to Spain and the Philippines, but nothing has any weight to it. It's green screen performing that disregards how much setting can matter in a film like this one. Plan never once feels like a thought, whether Nathan and Chloe are slithering through a nondescript burrow to covered-up treasure or Sully is getting into one of the few battle scenes in Real Dad John's. A film like Uncharted must transport audiences. We got to go on the travel, not fair observe performing artists imagined to drop out of planes. The Uncharted diversions take players around the world. You'll never once get that feeling amid this cold, far-off experience film. In case anything spares, Uncharted